Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you all are doing well and having a great day. Today I am going to be doing a trial run and a wear test on the brand new Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. This is a pretty new product to the market. I finally got my hands on the right shade for me, and so I wanted to do a wear test and a trial so you all can see how this works. So before we get started, if you would like to become a member of our Glowing Gluten-Free group, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also ring the bell. That way you'll be notified of every time I upload a brand new video onto my channel. I do all different kinds of videos here. I do all kinds of gluten-free videos, how to avoid gluten in your diet, and also how to avoid gluten in skincare, makeup, hair care products, and also tutorials on how to use all that gluten-free makeup. So if you are unfamiliar with this brand, Colourpop is a gluten-free company. They're also cruelty-free. And this is their brand new Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Foundation. They do have a tinted moisturizer as well, but I personally prefer a true foundation just to cover up my red spots and to also just give my face a little bit more coverage. So this foundation is $16, cruelty-free, it's vegan. This skin perfecting, medium buildable coverage foundation creates a healthy skin-like finish. Get coverage and hydration with the same good-for-you ingredients like hyaluronic acid for your healthiest looking skin ever. If you're not sure what hyaluronic acid is something that is naturally occurring in your skin that has been becoming extremely popular in skincare products, and all that does is help to plump up your skin in a natural, healthy way that puts that hyaluronic acid back into your skin, and hyaluronic acid actually attracts moisture to your skin and it helps keep your skin hydrated. The finish on this foundation is natural, it says. It has Hydra Fresh Complex, formulated with fruit extracts to enhance the look of skin by instantly hydrating and diminishing the look of fine lines while delivering hydration over time. It has coconut water that's known to support hydration and skin softness. This foundation is also oil-free, dermatologist tested, and ideal for all skin types, and it comes in an amazing 42 shades. I mean, look at this. This is on my laptop. You can see just how many shades this foundation comes in. It's amazing at how many options they have, even for the very pasty, like this color here, which is me. So let's go ahead and zoom in and let's get this product on my face. Okay, I'm just gonna get my hair back out of my face. And online it says to get a lighter coverage to use a wet or dampened sponge. If you want a fuller coverage, to use a brush. But I don't personally like using a dampened sponge because I feel like it takes too much of the makeup away when I press the sponge into my skin. So I personally either like to use my hands to put my foundation on or a foundation brush. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do half of my face with my hands and then half the other side with a foundation brush, just to see the finish, see how it differs. So this is a very liquidy formula. My color is Fair 20N. And I really like this packaging. It's very pretty, and it's a plastic bottle, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. The only thing I wish that this pump had was a locking mechanism to control so that it doesn't just come squirting out. Of course it does have the cap to go on it, but I like it to kind of have a locking mechanism just so it feels a little bit cleaner, a little bit safer. But I do really love having the pump on there. So I'm going to take about half a pump, and you can see just how liquidy this foundation is. So I'm going to go in with my brush first and just start applying it to my skin. And already I can feel it's very lightweight. It does not feel heavy on my skin at all. It also has like a light, clean fragrance, but it's nothing heavy or overpowering. It seems to be giving fairly good coverage, but I think for my personal taste, I'm going to try to build it up just a little bit more. Just going to try to build it on the areas where I tend to get more redness poking through throughout the day, which is along my jawline and my cheeks. And I would say this is true to claim that it is a natural finish. It doesn't feel matte or drying at all, but it's not super dewy, so it's going to look very skin-like, which I personally love. Make sure you always blend by the ear and down your neck, even if it's the right shade. No one wants a line. Okay, so you can see the coverage that gave me here. It's not full coverage. You can still see some of my redness and my breakouts popping through a little bit. And you can see on this side, obviously, is not covered at all. And the side just has more of an even tone and a nice natural skin-like finish. But I don't see any brush marks or anything like that, which is good. So let's go in and do this side with my hands, and we'll see how this compares. Personally, I usually like to use my hands to apply my foundation, just so I can get the product exactly where I want it. Obviously, you want foundation all over your face, but I can put coverage specifically in the areas that I need just a little bit more, and I don't feel like I'm wasting product by a brush or a sponge soaking up that product. So I'm going to apply a little bit more, not a whole lot more. Maybe it was more than I thought. And this has a very thin texture to it. Like I mentioned earlier, it's very liquidy, but I like that personally. And I don't think it's going to be heavy or thick feeling on your face. So I'm just getting a close-up look with my mirror here, and on this side of my face I'm noticing a little bit of streaking from where I was putting it on with my fingers. So I think maybe the brush is the way to go. They both look good, I'm not gonna lie, and you can touch up those streaky spots, but also it may have been a little bit streaky because I ended up accidentally putting a little bit more foundation on this side. So what I'm going to do is just even everything out a bit. I'm going to go in with a tiny bit more and use my brush just to even out the coverage. Okay, I think I have everything blended out. So I'm going to give you an up close look. So as you can see, my breakouts are still popping through just a tiny bit, but nothing that really bothers me. Everything looks pretty even. It's not clinging to any dry patches. I do have a little bit of creasing, by the corners of the edges of my nose, but I think I may have actually just applied a little bit too much for the foundation, and if I had gone in with a lighter hand, then maybe it wouldn't be creasing as much. So overall, I am liking this foundation to start with. As I pulled the camera away, it really does have a nice finish to it. It looks very natural, it's very skin-like, it doesn't look thick and heavy like a full coverage foundation. You can always go in with a little bit of concealer if you have some breakouts like I do, and go in and spot conceal those areas to get a little bit more of a full coverage look without having to put heavy amounts of product on your face. So what I'm going to do is do a wear test for you all. I'm going to go and finish my makeup, and then I'll take you all outside with me so we can get a closer up look in some natural lighting. Alright guys, so here is my first check-in. I've been wearing this foundation for a couple of hours now. I'm going to go out into the sunlight and get a close-up. I'm really pretty happy with this foundation. It's looking good. It still looks like skin. I still do have a little bit of that bunching around the nose area, but again, I think I just put a little bit too much on. It's not settling into my little 11s here very much, so I'm happy with that. It's not settling as much as the other foundation that I have been using, and I have not put any powder on my face except for to set my concealer and obviously my powder highlighter, and so everything is still looking good and staying in place, and everything's good so far. I'm not feeling too shiny, not feeling too cakey. It feels a little bit sticky, but that's also because I don't use any powder on my face, and yeah, so far so good. Alright, so this is my last check-in. I've had this foundation on for about 8 hours. It has been through thick and thin today. This is what it looks like after going for a 45-minute walk outside in the hot, humid Alabama weather and a 2-hour nap. I think everything is still looking really good. I am happy with the coverage that I still have on my face. My blemishes are still nicely covered even after wearing it for almost 8 hours. It did kind of settle into my lines a little bit. My skin doesn't feel dry or tight or anything. It feels a little bit sticky, but not bad at all, especially since we were just out for a very humid walk. So I'm going to give you one last close-up shot here. And the collection around my nose did go away, mainly because I blew my nose and took off all of the makeup around my nose with the tissues. Everything still looks really good. There's no patchiness. It's not clinging to any of the drier areas on my face. So I would give this foundation definitely a thumbs up. I think you all should give it a try if it sounds like something that you would like. I am personally going to keep it in my rotation. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget in the comments to leave what kind of videos you are interested in seeing next. Thanks guys, have a great night.